What is going on, guys? This is Sappy, here today to talk about the Dropshot update yet again, but today we're going to be talking about the actual game mode, the headline of the update, and I'm just going to be giving you everything that we know about it so far, but this is going to be my last video on the Dropshot update. Unless anything big happens between now and next Wednesday, when the update hits on the 22nd of March, this is going to be my final video, because I think I've covered everything major that there is to this update. So this is going to be my final video until it hits. Anyway, getting into it, I'm going to talk first off about the whole basics and the premise of the game mode. Is that we have a hexagonal map called Core 707, which has no traditional goals. So that is completely out of the way. Instead, we just have a hexagon with a destructible floor. And what we have to do is use the newly designed electrified ball with 3 phases to it. I'll get more in depth on that in a minute. To smash through tiles on the floor which have 2 phases. Again, get on that in a minute. And then, depending on what half it's on, the whole idea is that you bounce the ball on your enemy's half to smash through the tiles in the floor to create yourself a goal that you need to score through in the ground. So, getting to the first new element of this new game mode is the ball itself. Now, the ball has been redesigned. It's actually slightly smaller than the Rocket League ball, which you see in the trailer. Unfortunately, I don't want to risk putting anything from the trailer into this video for fear of copyright. I'm not very familiar with the copyright system, and I'd rather be safe than sorry in that sense. But I am going to link it in the description along with all my other sources that I got my information from. So if you want to see the trailer, or if you want to see the page that I used to get all my information, you can go check those out below. Anyway, to continue with the ball, it's been redesigned, slightly smaller, but it is electrified and has 3 phases. So the first phase is that when it's just bouncing along the ground, it damages 1 tile that it lands on. And that's to be expected, but where it gets really interesting is the second and third phases. So depending on how many battle cars hit it in succession before it hits the ground, that determines how much power or how much charge the actual ball has. So after a couple battle cars hit it, it reaches phase 2, in which it damages 7 tiles. So it damages the 1 hexagonal tile underneath it and 1 layer of tiles around it. And then after a few more battle cars hit it from there before it hits the ground, it reaches phase 3, which is when it destroys up to 19 tiles, which is the tile in the middle, the first layer of 6 around it, and then another layer around that. So it actually covers a really big area. So I've got a feeling a lot of aerial plays are going to be played in this game mode just to get that extra charge to damage those extra tiles, which I think is quite cool. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the tiles themselves, considering we've made a lot of references to them and we haven't even talked about what they mean, what they do, or what relevance they have in this game mode. So the tiles are hexagonal, they litter the entire floor of the map, and they're split into 2 halves. But how they work is it starts on an inactive phase, which is when it's just blacked out, nothing's hit it, nothing's nearby has touched it, and it is stable. And then what happens is when a ball hits it, or when a ball with charge hits it nearby within either the first or second layer, depending on how much charge the ball has, is when it becomes active, when it starts glowing, and that signifies that it has been damaged and it is about to fall. Which leads me on to the third phase, is when it gets hit again, or nearby, depending on charge, and it actually falls away, which creates a goal itself. Now, one thing I want to clear up is that you cannot fall through the floor from these tiles dropping. As you can see here, I'm going to put a screenshot up here from the news page, and it actually shows that you have sort of small squares covering the goal hole that is created from the charged ball, and that is for the cars themselves to drive on, but the ball can fall through and the cars can't. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is damage. So damage is a statistic, is that being added purely to this game mode alongside everything like goals, assists, saves, and this is directly tied with the amount of tiles you destroy, how much damage you actually do to the tiles, and that counts as a statistic. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Maybe it's plus 5 points for every tile you break or something like that. I'm not sure how they're going to work it out, but it sounds like a really cool statistic to me, and I know that they're going to implement it well, because Sonics are really good at what they do. if Hoops, Rumble, Snowday, if they're anything to go by, then Psyonix definitely know what they're doing in terms of this. And my opinions on the whole update, because I haven't really given much opinion on the update myself, I just really like this update. I mean, everything about it, the whole futuristic theme, the whole speed orientated theme, I just really like it, and the whole vibe that they're going with it. And especially how they seem to have implemented Dropshot mode, how they've put all the mechanics in. From the trailer that we've seen, it looks to actually play out really smoothly and really well. So I'm actually looking really forward to this update, and I'm definitely grinding out to Rising Star, because I mean, those wheels, oh my god, I want those wheels. I know I won't get Champion, and they do look absolutely amazing, but I'm being realistic here. I really want those Rising Star wheels, and I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm just going to be hammering the game, trying to get to Rising Star by the end of the weekend, so I am safe for when the update hits. Even though I don't have to be Rising Star when it ends, I just want to hit it at least once so I can guarantee those wheels. But anyway, that is going to be all from me, guys. I will see you next time. Peace.